Hello, my name's Ryan. I'm 17 years old from West Bromwich. I'm a martial artist, a black belt in kickboxing, JKD, and a black armband in Thai boxing as well. I'm also an instructor and a fighter, both nationally and internationally as well. First started at the Martial Arts Centres of Excellence. I was 6 years old, and now I'm 17, and it's been a quite incredible journey from then till now. My first class was a long time ago now, but I remember it being super fun, super enjoyable. I was quite shy when I first started. I did enjoy it and I wanted to carry on, and I felt like I learned something and I was more confident in myself from that moment onwards.
Right.
I think the benefit, not only physically, but also like mentally with my confidence, discipline and things like that, was a big factor in my mum making sure I was doing martial arts rather than, say, football or something. You can become better physically and get good technically at that sport, but I think martial arts offers something completely different to any sport in terms of the mental toughness, discipline, and improving your self-confidence as well. When I was young, I was quite a shy kid. I didn't like stepping outside of my comfort zone. I did like trying to do new things, but obviously, starting martial arts changed a lot for me, and it took me from being that shy kid to growing in confidence. When I first started, I enjoyed that first lesson, and then that enjoyment just made me want to then come back every single week. And the fact that I could learn new skills, new techniques, and then better myself each time meant that I wanted to come back and keep doing that on a regular basis. That's took me from where I was to where I am now. I think the thing that's changed the most about me since I first started is my confidence. I was a shy kid back then when I was like 6 years old, but now I'm able to stand up in front of others and speak in front of others. That was something that I wouldn't have done when I was younger. I think as well, it's my mental toughness, because when I was a kid, if there was a hurdle or challenge in front of me, whether that be in school or in a sport, I think I'd give up and I'd think, what's the point? But now, the challenges that I've faced through martial arts and the discipline that I've learned means that if there is a challenge like that now, then I'll find a way to overcome it and not just give up at that first hurdle. One moment that comes to mind of that I'd grown was, I think, in school. Some people in school that weren't particularly the nicest of people, they weren't the biggest fan of mine. They liked to pick on me. They thought I was an easy target. But then slowly throughout my time in school, they seen me as less of an easy target. I think the lesson that stuck with me the most over the years through doing kickboxing and martial arts is to never give up. There's always something that you can improve on. Obviously, you can learn to punch and kick, but there's so much more behind just punching and kicking. Every single time I step onto the mat and I'm training, I feel like I'm leveling up in myself because I'm putting that extra work in. And I'm always trying to be a better version of me. I think one of the most challenging parts of my journey was my black belt grading physically. It was a long day. It was a day that I'll remember very fondly, but it was one of my proudest achievements, and it wasn't easy. It was tough, but I got through it, and that's a big part of where I am now. If I could go back to speak to a younger version of myself, I think I'd say keep going, keep working hard to get to where you want to be. Because if you just keep pushing and you keep working hard, then eventually you're going to achieve those goals and you're going to get to where you want to be. So one of my biggest highlights has been winning my first British title. Earlier this year, I won my first British title. That was a really proud moment for me because I've been competing for many years now, but to finally get over that line and win the British title meant a lot to me. Representing Team Great Britain was a massive honour for me. It was a proud moment and a moment where I felt how far I'd come in my journey from being that shy kid to now representing Team Great Britain on an international stage. It is a really big moment. In October 2025, I'm competing in Luxembourg in the World Championships, and I'm hoping to bring home a world title this year. Last year, I brought on 2 silver medals, which was a big achievement for me. This year, I'm aiming for bigger and better and hopefully bring home that world title. I've been training at the Martial Arts Centre of Excellence for a long time, and had the opportunity through being on the Ultimate Leadership Academy to step into a role as an instructor. This is a big moment for me because obviously I'd been training here for 9 or 10 years at that point. To be given an opportunity to step up and then use all the knowledge and the experience that I'd learned from my instructors and in my training, then to be able to help other people. I think the best part of teaching and helping others is seeing them succeed and watching their growth from when they first join and they're shy, like I was when I was a kid. I think seeing growth in people, obviously technically, but also with their resilience, confidence, that discipline, and seeing them grow as a person, that's the biggest thing for me. Seeing that and knowing that I've made that difference to that individual is the real good moment. When I see them succeeding and winning, it's proud for me and I'm proud of them. I think a part of a great instructor is having good confidence. I think you need to have confidence in yourself and your ability to have an impact on others, and also your ability as a martial artist, because having that confidence in yourself and your knowledge is a big thing for a good instructor. Also, being able to adapt and be creative and find new ways of both teaching techniques. When I see a student progress under my guidance, it's a really proud moment for me. Seeing the standard and the level of the students that I've been teaching compared to where they was when they first started is a real good moment. Seeing that means a lot to me because it means that I've had that impact on them to be able to improve themselves and become a better version of themselves. What I'd say to a young person who feels maybe shy or angry or unsure of themselves is step outside your comfort zone, because it's the best thing that you could possibly do. Someone that stays inside their comfort zone is always going to stay at that same level. So take a risk, do something maybe that you wouldn't have done before, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to have a positive benefit on you as an individual. I remember a lot of times when I was younger, I used to be angry. I used to get emotional over things quite easily, but I've learned to talk to people. It helps massively. Instead of bottling things up and keeping things to yourself, expressing those feelings is probably one of the best things you can do. I think parents who they're unsure need to realise that martial arts is going to have a massive benefit on their child, both mentally and physically. They're going to be learning how to defend themselves, to better themselves in a sport which they're going to enjoy, but also become more disciplined, become more confident, become more focused. And it's not only going to help them for later life and in school. When I first started, I was shy. I didn't have a lot of confidence at home, in school, in other activities that I was doing. But then through doing martial arts, I've built that confidence and become better in myself. And then that's helped me with school, eventually going to college, and it's helped me step outside my comfort zone and then be better in myself in my later life. I think if I didn't start with MACE, my life would have, first of all, been very boring. I don't think I'd be in the position I am today. I love the sport, I love martial arts, I love kickboxing, and I love sport in general. And that's what I'm going into now. Obviously teaching, being an instructor, but also with my college work and then going on to my own career. That's what I want to be, a coach, an instructor, and a teacher. MACE has helped me to get into that position and put me on that path. One of my biggest role models in martial arts is my instructor, Rick Dubedat. He's been the one that's guided me from when I first started to taking me to win a British title and become a 3rd degree black belt. He's a big inspiration for me, and everything that he's done, I'm really appreciative of. One message that I'd give to people about MACE and martial arts is give it a go, because honestly, it would be the best thing that you do. Improving yourself physically and mentally and meeting new people.